Okay, so today we're testing the flight footage of the KC02 from AKK Tech. Now I've just done one extra thing here that you wouldn't get in the box, and that is I've put a skew planar antenna on. And I should point out this is an RP-SMA connection here. I've also had a little bit of problem knowing where to mount this. As I said, you don't really want to cover this up because this is where your digits are, but at the same point, in order for the heat shrink to work, you kind of got to put it down that way. So I've put it in a place where it's like velcroed and a little loop around it, and that way it's easy to get up and change the channels. The only other thing I did on the camera is I went into the settings and I turned the WDR on. Now this is kind of tricky to review because these are kind of known quantities. The Superhead 2 sensor with WDR is pretty much the same you'd find as like the HS1177 or the Runcam Swift, very sort of similar. And we have an expectation that the footage is going to be good, but we want to see that. Ditto as well, the little 600 milliwatt VTX, I'm expecting absolutely no issues from. I suppose the only things I might be watching out for is there any noise going in the picture from the throttle? Is it nicely protected electronically like that? These are things we need to sort out, but I'm not expecting a very long piece of footage here because it's going to be pretty much as you expect. Now I chose to put this on a plane just to do something a little bit different because I've been flying a lot of quads lately and it's nice to get a plane in the air occasionally. Of course it's going a mini quad, a normal quad, all sorts of things. I suppose the only thing to say is if you're on mini quads and flying with others, this is a 600 milliwatt. Most people tend to go on 200, it might sort of blow them away a little bit, so just be careful of that. Anyway, onward with the short flight test. Well, here we are again in the field. I've got the AXN with the first of the AKK cameras VTX combo here to test out. It's early evening, and so that gives us the sun starting to drop there, and you can see what happens to the ground on the GoPro. It darkens out. So a good opportunity to test the WDR on a camera. Always a little bit nervous about launching here. It's not very wide, it probably looks it in the camera, but the AXN's a bit, well, it's mostly a sponge with wings, and it's a bit heavy, and it's got little wings now, so yeah, a bit nervous, but let's try it. What can go wrong? And as we launch here, you'll notice it's doing what it should. We've got the low sun in the sky, but we're not getting any dark areas on the bottom of the picture, which is spot on. It's exactly what you want the camera to do. Colours look pretty good, as you'd expect. Everything always looks a little bit slightly washed out in the DVR and the Fat Shark. These are Dom V3s, but it looks pretty good. As I say though, it's kind of as you'd expect it to be. Everything's fine. We haven't got any excessive noise in the picture. I had the little camera mounted to a pan servo just for the hell of it. I just like to be able to look around. I think that's quite good fun. It's just looking pretty solid, as you'd kind of expect it to be. Yeah, I'm happy. Yeah, it looked okay, didn't it? What do you mean you want to see a landing? No, nothing to see here. Look. Okay, so this is what happens. I flew, suddenly I got telemetry lost. I was completely locked out, and the whole thing spiraled out of control. And kadump, nothing I could do about it. You'll see here as well from the external angle that happened to be going again, I've just managed to capture it, and it's just going down like a little Exocet missile. Not very useful. Time to let go of the AXN. I don't know what happened. Complete control lockout for reasons I can't work out, but it's not worth fixing again. I didn't really want to make this about the AXN because it was more about the VTX and the camera. Those worked brilliantly. The AXN not so much. But I'll leave you with my closing words from the field, and you can see exactly what I was left with. Well, that was pretty hopeless. I'm not sure what happened there. Just a complete lockout on the controls. It seemed to lose telemetry. Nothing came back. And it obviously didn't come down very well. I didn't recover it anywhere. On the good news, camera wise, that worked well. But I think the little old AXN it might be time to finally just admit this has had one too many clonks on the head and make a bit more room in the hangar for something else, because yeah, I can't explain any reason for that other than the fact it's crashed a load and perhaps there's stuff in there that's not quite right anymore. Camera, that worked well, and the VTX brilliantly helped me get it here. AXN, not so good. Catch you later.